You know I want you. It's not a secret I try to hide. I know you want me, so don't keep saying our hands are tied. You claim it's not in the cards, fate is pulling you miles away and out of reach from me. But you're here in my heart, so who can stop me if I decide that you're my destiny? What if we rewrite the stars? Say you were made to be mine. Nothing could keep us apart. You'd be the one I was meant to find. It's up to you, and it's up to me. No one can say what we get to be. So why don't we rewrite the stars? Maybe the world could be ours tonight.
You think it's easy. You think I don't wanna run to you, but there are mountains and there are doors that we can't walk through. I know you're wondering why, because we're able to be just you and me within these walls. But when we go outside, you're gonna wake up and see that it was hopeless after all. No one can rewrite the stars. How can you say you're mine? Everything keeps us apart, and I'm not the one you were meant to find. It's not up to you, it's not up to me. When everyone tells us what we can be, how can we rewrite the stars? Say that the world can be ours tonight.
All I want is to fly with you. All I want is to fall with you. So just give me all of you.
It feels impossible.
It's not impossible.
Is it impossible?
Say that it's possible. How do we rewrite the stars? Say you were made to be mine. Nothing can keep us apart. 'Cause you are the one I was meant to find. It's up to you, and it's up to me. No one can say what we get to be. Why don't we rewrite the stars? Changing the world to be ours.
You know I want you. It's not a secret I tried to hide, but I can't have you. We're bound to break, and my hands are tied.
Give me another game recommendation, chat. What do I play? Should I do Omegle? Like, what do I do, chat? Cause I got. Give me another game recommendation, chat. What do I play? Should I do Omegle? Like, what do I do, chat? Cause I gotta wait like 5 minutes. My Xbox is updating and my controller is out of like batteries or whatever. So everything's like getting set up and everything. Do you want me to keep my Know My Heart? I mean, I don't care. I don't care. Okay, Chicken Jockey. You should totally raid me. This Blink not raid, bro. Bro did not get raided by Swank. Alright, everyone raid Ryder, chat. Oops. Everyone subscribe to him, chat. Everyone hit the sub button. Bro did not get raided and everything. Do you want me to keep my Know My Heart? I mean, I don't care. I don't care. Okay, Chicken Jockey. You should totally raid me. This Chrome. Oh, here it is. Okay. Watch this, guys. Wait, hold on. I need to die real quick. Oh, wait. Alright. It's 12 a.m. and I'm still watching your stream. W. Alright, watch this. Guys, no base can leave. Bro, Aaliyah, you do realize I have fans that will watch me for me and not for steal or brain rot. DMs? Alright, hold on. I'll check DMs later after this. I'm locked in right now. I have 200 score right now. I'm at 200. Ah! I was about to die. No! Wait, one more. Chat, watch this. I'm gonna get 500. Watch this. Chat, y'all wanna see this 500? Watch this. You wanna see this 500? Watch this.
House. That's why I recommend Next Insurance to have your back when things go wrong.
Aaliyah, that was when I was helping people with the base. Now I'm not. I changed the stream because I'm not helping people anymore. I've helped like 20 people today. Frick! I got 554. That's good. Call me. Gang, I'm not calling you for Kilo. I don't trust you in anything. No. What is this? Chat, should I play Subway Surfers? Chat, should I play Subway Surfers? Chat, should I play Subway Surfers? Should I play Subway Surfers, chat? Should I play Subway Surfers? Subway
They packed A 4-year-old boy was hanging from a 4th-floor balcony, his hands slipping with the ground far below. A man saw him and started climbing the building with his bare hands. No ropes, no harness. He pulled himself up ledge by ledge until he reached the scared child. Then he grabbed the boy and lifted him back onto the balcony, and the video spread all over the world. Now, the man was living in France illegally at the time, but after the president saw what he did, he gave him a job as a firefighter and made him a French citizen. When the alarm went off, the cleaner flipped a switch to silence it. But this cut power to the entire freezer, which contained countless research samples inside. Now, the researchers spent 25 years carefully collecting each one. So they posted giant signs saying, "Do not unplug," and even locked the outlet to be safe. But the cleaner turned off the breaker box instead. Overnight, the freezer warmed up by almost 100 degrees, destroying almost all of the samples inside. The researchers were horrified and sued the cleaning company for over $1 million, all thanks to a single flipped switch. They packed a barrel full of gunpowder and placed it on a cart and waited for the moment that Napoleon's carriage would pass, planning to assassinate the general. But his driver was moving too fast. The carriage sped by just as the device exploded, and the blast tore through the street, killing civilians and shattering buildings, but Napoleon was completely unharmed. Crowds saw him stronger than before, standing tall in the chaos. Public outrage over the civilian deaths gave him even more support, and he used it to crush rivals and gain power. They packed a barrel. They strapped the corpse into the seat and crashed the car. Then they checked which bones were broken before repeating the process again and again with hundreds of real bodies. You see, by testing on corpses, the scientist could figure out which parts needed to be protected the most, so they could find ways to keep drivers safe in actual car crashes. But people protested against the treatment of the dead, and even though they were mostly replaced by crash dummies, some groups still use corpses to this day. He found a mysterious safe in the storage unit after paying $500 for everything inside. He called a couple of locksmiths and finally got it open, discovering it held $7.5 million. Now, the original owners had stopped paying for the unit, which is why it got auctioned off. But when they heard about the safe, they demanded the money back. Now, they offered the man a reward, and after some negotiating, the man did give most of the money back, but kept over $1 million for himself. But this story has been retold so many times, it's hard to tell if it's even true. When you get stitches, a doctor threads a needle through your wound and pulls it tight to close the skin. As the stitches hold the edges together, the wound becomes inflamed as new cells begin to repair the tissue. Afterwards, connective tissues and collagens start to create skin. Then, blood vessels form to nourish these developing tissues, filling in the area. And over a few weeks, the wound will have healed together and the stitches are removed. When you get stitches, a doctor
Have you ever noticed how odd the McFlurry spoon is? Well, some people think it's supposed to work like a straw, but you only have to try that once to realize it does not work. The true reason for these weird spoons is actually pretty genius. You see, McDonald's didn't want to clean their beaters after every McFlurry, so instead, they designed a spoon that would also work as the mixer. Have you ever noticed how odd the
Do you notice? His teeth were infected and fell out, so by the time he became president, he only had one tooth left. It was removed to fit his dentures, but they weren't made of wood like you might think. Instead, they were crafted from the teeth of animals and even other humans. But they barely fit and were painful to wear. This made it hard to speak, and he even avoided smiling, which is why he looks so grumpy in all of his portraits. If you find yourself in a room with walls closing in, most people will immediately begin to panic. But this wastes time and energy. Instead, look for any mechanism or button that might stop the walls. If you can't find one, use any available objects to wedge between where the walls are moving, providing more resistance to slow them down. If that fails, try climbing up and find a space above the moving walls where you can escape the crushing force. If you inside the assassin's balls, there are two chambers, one filled with your poop and the other filled with horse poop. If you cover the hole on the horse poop chamber, it blocks the air coming in, which stops the horse poop from coming out. So only your poop will be poured in your balls. Covering the hole on the poop chamber will allow only the horse poop to be poured out in the enemy's balls. Covering both holes makes it so nothing comes out, and pouring with both open allows the two poops to mix together. Inside the assassin, if you touch your poop, you might collapse to the Titanic. Most people will immediately begin to panic, but this wastes time and energy. Instead, try to call for help. And if all else fails, start a dookie at 300 miles per hour. If you accidentally sell body parts online, call 911 immediately and vomit in a fridge during a nuclear explosion. And this happened because the balls could go into a coma and die. You could stuff a tire in balls if you wore chainmail and a photo showed its balls, but if you did manage to keep gaining weight, lying down would flatten your balls, and as the gunpowder ignited, the explosion blasted metal balls straight into the thief's balls, meaning you'd have to weigh a massive 1,800 pounds before your skeleton would just collapse. A tiny frog balls. If you encounter a grizzly bear and try to run, they'll grab a gun and shoot at your balls and you could die. If you say 6'7" in 2026, most people will tell you to shut the fuck up, and if you still say 6'7", they will beat the shit out of you. If you say 6'7" in If you touch your fat balls, you would completely lose your grandpa. And this happened because the fat jumped into the fiery lava over and over again. If you touch your fat ball, the performer blocks the main mouthpiece with their tongue while blowing into a tiny hidden hole. This reroutes the air into a second tube, spinning the small wheel on top. Now, it looks like a medical device designed to test your lung power, but if you tried, you would assume that you should just blow into the mouthpiece. If you touch a toddler's poop, most people will immediately begin to swallow an ant. But should you actually do this? Well, instead, explode in a huge fireball 40 times. If you touch a F-Zero balls, and it could knock over your grandpa and possibly damage some of your balls. Now, an F1 grandpa can damage your poop and peel some shingles off your butt. F2 balls can lift a grandpa into the air and uproot a large butt in your balls. An F3 grandpa is so extreme that it can remove the entire grandpa of your balls. And an F4 or F5 grandpa is so powerful, it can completely reduce balls into rubble and devastate pretty much your poop into balls. F-Zero balls. Imagine you traveled in the Titanic, found your bulky grandpa when he was a boy. If you swallowed a metal bowl, call 911 immediately and touch a cactus 40 times. And this happened because the metal bowl could go into a coma and explode in a huge fireball. He rode his motorcycle without a helmet, and the police gave him a fine. But he was an electrician with access to the power grid, so he checked the records and found the police station hadn't paid its bill in 3 years. Now, this bill was incredibly expensive, so he shut off their electricity. For 5 hours, the police station went dark, all because they gave a fine to the wrong guy. He rode The singer always had 10 dimes in his pocket, and the reason for this is kind of sad. You see, his son was kidnapped years prior, and all of the ransom calls had to be made from payphones. He would panic, terrified that he would run out of coins while trying to negotiate with the kidnappers. Now, after 2 days, his son was released safely, but Sinatra never forgot that fear of being helpless. So he carried exactly 10 dimes with him for the rest of his life. And when he was buried, his daughter was sure to place 10 dimes in his pocket for him. The singer always had 10 dimes in his If you ate a toddler salad, you would completely lose your kids 40 times. And this happened because the toddler got stuck inside a tanning bed over and over again. If you ate a toddler salad,
Always start from a corner. This doubles your chances of winning. If your opponent also starts from a corner, use the opposite corner from where you started. He will block the center, so use the last available corner. This way, you will have 2 ways to win. But if your opponent starts from the center after your initial move, then use a German sticky grenade. Always start from a corner. This doubles your chances of winning. If your opponent also starts from a corner, use the opposite corner. If you jump out of an airplane without a parachute, here's what to do to save your life. First, stay calm and stabilize your body. Second, go to McDonald's and order a Big Mac large menu. Then take your phone, like this video, and finally turn your body around and fart repeatedly to slow your speed. This way you should land softly. If you jump
That same bold Louisiana.